First, the reunion when the mask slipped. The air in the Kate Evie private room was thick with the cloying scent of alcohol, expensive perfume, and the stale smoke of nostalgia. It was our class reunion, a gathering meant to celebrate how far we had come since graduation. But for me, Jinxin, it felt more like a stage where a tragedy was about to unfold. In the center of the room, bathed in the erratic strobe lights, was the spectacle no one could ignore. Linwei, the undisputed class beauty, was dead drunk. Her usually perfect makeup was running down her cheeks in dark rivulets, painting her face like a tragic geisha. And she was ignoring me, her boyfriend's official girlfriend, completely. Instead, she had her arms wrapped around Song Rui's neck, sobbing hysterically. "Son, are you I? Please take me home." Her voice was slurred, desperate, and laced with a possessiveness that made my stomach churn. "I don't want them to send me. I only want you." Song Rui, my boyfriend of 4 years, stood frozen. He looked down at her with an expression I had never seen before. A mix of annoyance, pity, and something darker, more primal. He had refused her twice already, but Linwei was relentless. On her third plea, something in his resolve snapped. He whispered something inaudible to her, then walked towards me. His handsome face was a mask of forced embarrassment. "Thin," he began, his voice low so the others wouldn't hear. "Linwei only trusts me when she's like this. She's a girl. And it's late, it's not safe for her to go alone. Let me send her just this once." I stared at him, the disbelief freezing the blood in my veins. An hour ago, I had already been simmering with anger watching him make eye contact with her across the room. But I had been trying to be rational, trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. "Can't her family come?" I asked, my voice trembling slightly. "Or any of the other guys? Why does it have to be you, Song Rui? Why does it have to be the one thing that hurts me the most?" He frowned, the kind of condescending frown a parent gives a child throwing a tantrum. "It's not a big deal. Hey, it'll only take 20 minutes. You know I don't like her. Just be patient, okay?" He paused, reaching out to touch my arm, but I stepped back. I looked at him, and for the first time, I saw the cracks in the pedestal I had built for him. I took a deep breath, holding back the dense pain in my chest, and nodded with a smile that felt like shattered glass. "Okay, go." I waited until his eyes lit up with relief before delivering the final blow. "But if you go, don't come back. I don't take garbage back into my life." Shock flashed across his face, but it was quickly replaced by an eagerness I found repulsive. He actually thought I was just being dramatic. "He'll pick you up right after, I swear." "No more than an hour. Wait for me." I didn't answer. I just watched him turn his back on me and rush towards her, helping her stand as she clung to him like a parasite. Second, the history, the perfect relationship. Song Rui and I had only been officially together for a year. The history stretched back for years. Since the moment I entered high school, I had admired him from afar. He was the golden boy. Smart, gentle, steady, and academically superior. I was merely a diligent student, while he was a natural genius. Our relationship was built on a promise. At the end of senior year 1, he had looked at me and said, "Let's meet at the peak in 3 years." It was conditional love. If I could keep up with his grades, if I could be worthy, then I could be with him. I had spent my youth chasing that shadow, working myself to exhaustion. Wow. Well, he doled out patience and gifts like a benevolent king. I thought I had the perfect high school romance until Linwei transferred in during senior year 3. She was the opposite of me, bright, passionate, and unapologetically bold. She fell for Song Rui instantly and confessed publicly, over and over again. At first he seemed annoyed, but I watched helpless. As his resistance chipped away, he claimed he was just being polite, but I saw the way his eyes lingered. When he walked out of that KTV with her, I knew the 3 years at the peak promise was broken. He had chosen the easy path, the one lined with the affection of a beautiful girl, over the steady love of the girl who had walked beside him. Third, the ultimatum and the fake redemption. After they left, the room fell into an awkward silence. My best friend, Himi Yao, slammed her drink down. What the hell was that, Jingson? Are you just going to let him walk all over you? I forced a laugh, trying to maintain my dignity. It's okay. He is not my property. He can do whatever he wants. But he meow knew me too well. You're going to break up, aren't you? I shook my head. No, not yet. I want him to realize his mistake. I want him to come back begging so I can decide whether to forgive him or not. I wanted the moral high ground. I didn't want to be the villain who broke up a seemingly perfect couple. I wanted him to be the cheater so I could discard him without guilt. An hour later, Song are you? I called. He sounded breathless. Sing Sin, I'm coming to pick you up. I sent her home. I remained silent. When I finally saw him, he looked anxious. Sing Sin, I know I was wrong. Please, forgive me. It was just out of pity. I looked at him coldly. There's a difference between sorrow and countless times. Emotional cheating is still cheating. Son, are you? He panicked. He dropped to his knees in the street, tears streaming down his face. Something I had never seen in 4 years. I'll delete her. I'll block her. Just don't leave me. To prove his loyalty, he blocked Lin Wei in front of me. Seeing him so desperate, I felt a twinge of pity. I agreed to give him one last chance, setting the rule in stone. If you contact her again, we're over. No excuses. Fourth, the public humiliation in the rain. For a few days, he was the perfect boyfriend again. Suffocatingly attentive. But fate had a cruel sense of humor. We were having hot pot with Himiao and her boyfriend when Lin Wei walked in, hand in hand with her friend. The moment she saw Song Rui, she rushed over, ignoring me completely. Song Rui, thank you for last night. You're so reliable. Before she could finish, Song Rui stood up. His face pale. To prove his loyalty to me, he decided to humiliate her publicly. Sending you home was just out of classmate friendship. Please don't misunderstand. Show some self-respect, he shouted, his voice echoing in the restaurant. The word self-respect hit Lin Wei like a physical blow. She stared at him in disbelief, tears welling up. You hate me that much? Yes, he barked. Lin Wei collapsed into tears and ran out, but her friend stayed. She pointed at me, her face twisted with rage. Don't be so proud. Besides your grades, what do you have that Huawei docent? Only a blind man like Song are you. I would choose a cold fish like you over a beauty. He meow stood up to defend me, but I was numb. I looked at Song Rui. He looked satisfied, thinking he had handled it, but his fingers were nervously curled into fists under the table. He was lying to himself. I refused his dates for 7 days. On the 8th day he called, sobbing, "Are you trying to break up with me?" I whispered, "Once a crack is made, it will always exist." At night, a typhoon hit. I was about to sleep when Emiao called me. Frantic. Sing Sin, look at the neighborhood group. Song Rui is outside your gate. He says he won't leave until you see him. I looked out the window. Through the torrential rain and lightning, I saw him. Song Rui, the proud golden boy, was sitting on the flower bed drenched to the bone. Shivering, he looked like a ghost. Against my better judgment, I grabbed an umbrella. When I got there, he was barely conscious. He had been waiting for 3 days, refusing to eat or sleep. I called an ambulance. At the hospital, the doctor diagnosed severe hypoglycemia and dehydration. If I had waited another hour, he might have died. I sat by his bed all night. When he woke up, he saw me and smiled, reaching for my hand. Sing Sin, I don't expect you to forgive me. Can I just pursue you again? Looking at his pale, fragile state, my heart broke. Not out of love, but out of fear. I was scared of being responsible for his death. I agreed to give him another chance. the QIXI festival and the video. For a while, he was better, but I knew it was a ticking time bomb. He was too weak minus willed. QIXI festival arrived. We were having late minus night snacks when his phone rang. It was Lin Wei's friend. He hung up immediately, but his face was pale. "What's wrong?" I asked. "Nothing. Let's go home." I knew. I called him Yao and thanked Yi. We went to the second municipal hospital. We found the ward door ajar. Inside, Lin Wei was crying, holding Song Yui's hand. "Song Yui, do I have a place in your heart? Even a tiny corner?" Song Yui hesitated, looking at the door where he thought I was gone. He whispered, "Yes." Lin Wei wept with joy. Then she begged, "Give me one last kiss. Then I'll let you go. I promise I won't bother you again." Song Yui looked around, ensuring the coast was clear. He leaned in. The sound of their desperate kiss was sickeningly loud in the silent hallway. Fenk, Yu was recording it all. I pushed the door open. Song Yui froze, his face turning the color of ash. He looked like he had seen a ghost. I looked at him, my voice devoid of all emotion. "I already gave you a chance. Let's break up. Don't make me more disappointed in you." Himio stepped forward, holding up the video. "One wrong move, and this goes to every class group. Be smart." "Song Yui." He nodded like a puppet. I turned and walked away, leaving the perfect relationship in the sterile, antiseptic smell of the hospital. 6. The university and the revelation. Half a month later, I started university in a new city. I thought I was finally free. But on the first day of orientation, I saw a familiar face. Tangju. He was the school hunk from our year, handsome, rebellious, and infamous for his motorcycle. He had repeated a year and somehow ended up in my major. He started pestering me. Questions about classes, requests for notes, invitations to eat. At first, I thought he was just being friendly, but after 2 years, the pattern was clear. He was always there. One night, after a lecture, I stopped him. "You like me, Tanju?" He froze, the bright, arrogant smile vanishing from his face. He stammered, "If you mind." "I won't. If you don't mind." And I do. I didn't mind. Being with him was easy. I didn't have to be the top student. I didn't have to be perfect. I asked him why. "Why this university?" "For a better future," he said, looking at me intensely. "And because you are the most important part of that future." "When did you start liking me?" "Senior year 1. The first day." "But you were with Song Rui, and I was just the troublemaker. I had to wait." 7th. The epilogue. Karma and karma. Years later, I heard the news through Himiao. Lin Wei had gotten pregnant with Song Rui's child, but he refused to marry her. Her reputation? She left the baby with his parents and ran off with a rich second minus generation. When the rich man discarded her, she had no one. She drifted from man to man, her beauty fading, her name ruined. Song Rui never married. He was too picky for the ordinary girls and too damaged for the good ones. He remained a bitter, lonely man, eventually vanishing overseas with no trace. On my wedding day, Tang Zhu and I were taking photos outside the hall. I saw a figure standing by the gate. It was Song Rui. He watched for a long time, then turned and left silently into the rain. Tang Zhu pulled me into his arms, shielding me from the world. "Let's go, Mrs. Tang," he whispered, his voice warm against my ear. I didn't look back. I had already found my treasure, and as Tang Zhu later confessed in a rare moment of vulnerability, he had spent those 3 rainy days outside my apartment not just waiting, but praying that I would finally see the truth, and that I would finally be free to choose him.